What is it that people are missing that would make them exceptional communicators in every area of their life if they learned how to do this one thing around what you're saying?
Well, in the book, I talk about the way to elevate your frequency is by increasing two things: empathy and authenticity.
Yeah.
And so I would say do two things. Learn how to see life from another person's perspective. Step into someone else's, not their shoes, step into their soul. Experience how they are experiencing the world. For me, that's really the power of empathy.
Yes.
Empathy is sharing someone's soul with them and seeing the world through their experience, their emotions, their perspectives, and it's a beautiful thing. And so empathy is about seeing the other person, but authenticity is about allowing other people to see you. And so part of the journey is not just empathy, it's authenticity. It's helping people see you for who you really are, helping them understand your deep emotional texture and context for life. And when you grow in authenticity and grow in empathy, your frequency moves toward its highest level.
Say that one more time.
When you grow in empathy and authenticity, your frequency grows to its highest level. And so a part of when you ask, how do you learn how to use what frequencies, you pay attention. You listen to the room, you listen to people.
How do you do this in a marriage after 40 years when, you have memories and, I don't know, your similarities of the same things and events happening over and over? How do you continue to tap into the frequency that is needed for your partner to feel seen, loved, and heard and accepted, as opposed to leaning into a dominant frequency where they don't feel as appreciated?
Mm-hmm. It's so important to see the opportunity to express unconditional love to someone as a gift. Mm-hmm. Not that you're the gift to them, but you getting to express that is, in a sense, a gift to them and a gift to you. Just a small thing. I don't know why. Maybe it's because my wife is a farm girl from North Carolina, but food is central to our life. And when she cooks, she literally waits for me to comment on everything she's cooked.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just don't want to comment.
You just want to eat it, enjoy it.
I just want to eat it. Wow. And there have been times over the years I will say to her, can you at least give me a chance to taste it? Because she'll, how is it? I don't know. I tasted it. It looks great. And even if she doesn't cook it, if she buys it at the store and she picked that pie, she wants to know that pie was incredible.
Was it a good pick for me? Yeah.
And even recently, having been married 40 years, I don't know how many meals we've eaten together over the years. I told myself, it gives her indescribable joy to hear, I love this. It costs me nothing.
For someone who's been through a devastating breakup in a relationship, or maybe they've had just kind of heartbreak after heartbreak in relationships, how can someone use what you've created here and use their words and frequencies to manifest love, even if they've experienced so much pain and disappointment in relationships?
That's a really nuanced question, because what happens when you're going through pain is you're in great danger of moving towards your shadows.
What does that mean?
Every frequency has a shadow frequency. And just like every human being's on a spectrum of, their best self and their lesser self. And so the shadow of the motivator is the performer.
Yep.
The shadow of the challenger is the manipulator.
Wow.
The shadow of the commander is the dictator. The shadow of the professor is the diminisher. The shadow of the healer is the cipher. The shadow of the seer is the perfectionist. And then the shadow of the maven is the nihilist. And so you have to realize that whatever your core frequencies are, you have a natural tendency when you're in pain, when you're struggling with, let's say, forgiveness or bitterness or anger or despair, to move into your shadow. And so you begin to communicate from that shadow, even though you're unaware of it. It's because when people ask me, how do I get rid of my shadow? I go, no, your shadow is not out there. Your shadow is in here. And the only way you can get rid of your shadow is choosing forgiveness rather than bitterness, choosing love rather than hate, choosing hope rather than despair. So it's the material of your soul that actually changes your frequency and moves you from shadow to light.
So when someone, I mean, you can use me as an example. I was in many relationships that I felt they were right, maybe, or it felt like maybe they had potential, and I stayed in them for long times, tried to make them work, but then they wouldn't work out, and it'd be a lot of pain. Then I'd repeat the cycle, you know, kind of all through my 20s and 30s, right? If someone has gone through kind of breakup after breakup, what is it inside of them that's missing for them to be able to really create that harmonious match in someone else, where it is more in alignment, where it is more in the right, I don't know, the right vision for what they want to create in a relationship, so they don't have to go through the same pattern of breakup and pain over and over again?
Yes, we tend to match ourselves with the person that matches our own self-worth.
Wow, man.
So if you have a low self-worth, you're going to keep dating someone that validates that low self-worth. And you're going to end up in a toxic relationship, and then you end up with a terrible breakup, and it's going to reinforce your sense of lack of self-worth.
Your lack of worthiness.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so that relationship is not there actually to elevate you to a higher level of self-worth. It's there to validate your low belief in yourself.
Gosh.
So the only way you can move into a healthy relationship, and I've known you for a few years now, I feel like you've changed. I thought you were incredible when I met you. I mean, you were already, to me, one of the most extraordinary human beings I've ever known. But I do think that you are not the same person.
Yeah, I feel different.
And who you are with Marta is not just a reflection of what an extraordinary human being she is. I think it's actually an expression of how you've grown as a human being.
Yeah.
To recognize your worth and worthy of more.
Yeah, 100%.
And at the same time, you're able to have that relationship because she's a pretty self-actualized person. And she's looking for someone that matches her own sense of self-worth.
Yes. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
100%. Yeah.
And so I think if you keep going back to toxic relationships, you have to realize they're just a symptom of what's actually working inside of you, what's going on inside of you. And if you can deal with the toxicity in your own soul, your self-loathing, your lack of self-worth, those inner voices that told you that you're not worthy of love, whatever it may be. And if you can deal with that inner turmoil, you can actually be ready for a better relationship.
It's so interesting because when I was in these experiences of pain and breakup and doubts, you know, should I be in this relationship? Should I not be in this relationship in the past? And, you know, months of being single in between relationships and just like, what's going on with my life? I wasn't thinking consciously like, am I worthy? But looking back, I see how unworthy I was unconsciously, I guess, and how I was attracting relationships. Because I guess I didn't really believe I wanted something beautiful and great, but I didn't think I was either ready or deserving of it right at that moment.
Right. Think about if you're living in your shadows. Why would you ever choose to date someone living in their light?
Yeah.
Because their light would simply reveal your shadows. So if you're living in your shadows, you look for someone living in their shadows.
Right, to match you.
That's right.
Wow. Thank you for watching this video. If you want more inspiring clips like this, make sure to click right here to subscribe and click right here to watch that next video that is specific to support you in your life.